morning and welcome to Unity on the River. Thank you for coming out this morning especially. We're going to start today with Love is My Decision. Love is my decision. It's up to me to give of my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to start. And when I try to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision. My decision right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to stand on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. And when I try to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision. My decision right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down that road. And love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. And when I try to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision. It's my decision right here and now. It's my decision right here and now. Woo! Thank you, choir. Beautiful.
Good morning. I'm Rev Ogun Holder, your senior minister. I'm going to invite you to stand. Join hands with someone next to you as we create that consciousness of the presence right now as we sing together, surely the presence of God is in this place. Let's pray. Surely the presence of God is in this place because each of you are here with open hearts, with loving minds. You are the very embodiment, the very expression, the very presence of God on this earth. It is through you, in you, and as you that God is made real. And with sincere and authentic gratitude, I give thanks for your being here today. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen. You may be seated.
Great job.
Wow. Do we have a band or what? They are so awesome. So who's the new dude on the bass? Hey, Mike, thanks for being here this morning. Awesome. Thank you. Welcome to our church. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity on the River. My name is Jackie Woodside, and I will be facilitating services with you today with our senior minister, Rev Ogun Holder. Thank you for being with us. We got winter. This is great. It's really lovely to see so many of you here today. And Jay, how many people do we have on streaming? 47. Welcome to those on streaming as well. So here we are. So as you know, we are a center of celebration, inspiration, transformation, oneness, and joy. Let's feel those core values of who we are and who we came here to be as we say our mission and vision statement together. The mission of Unity on the River. We are a vibrant spiritual community that celebrates the presence in all and awakens humanity to its divinity. And our vision, centered in love, we joyously co-create a world of oneness, peace, and harmony. That is who we are. So a little later on this morning, during Reverend Ogun's talk, we're going to continue the theme this month of love in February. He will be continuing his talks and his thoughts that all love, as we all know, begins with self-love. So we're going to continue that theme today and go a little bit further into that notion. And we look forward to that, Reverend Ogun. So just a couple more things that we want to take care of this morning. I have to see what it is. There we go. Yes. So we were going to have a family council meeting today, and we are not going to have that. It has been rescheduled for February 22nd. So if you were planning on hanging around today for the family council meeting, just go on home, do your shoveling, get up on your roof, break off the ice dams. That's what I'll be doing this afternoon. And then anyone who wants to come and help, you're more than welcome. I do receive all gifts of charity. The artist of the month in our beautiful art gallery is out here this month, and our artist is Danielle Parent. So please do take some time and take a look at the beautiful artwork that we have displayed. This is the opportunity we have to welcome anyone who may be visiting with us for the first time or would like to be seen for the first time. Is there anyone visiting with us today for the first time that would like to say hello? Yeah, hi guys. Welcome to our church. So people right here in this row. And someone from our welcome team will greet you after the services today and answer any questions that you may have. There's a little flower for you to just say hello and welcome. And also, please know that we do welcome all paths to God, and your presence here certainly enriches us today. Thank you for being hardy travelers and New Englanders and coming to be with us. So let's take a moment now to greet one another in love. In our congregation, we greet one another by saying namaste, which means the divine in me greets and recognizes the divine in you. Greet one another with a handshake or hug, and I greet you this morning. Namaste.
It would have been wonderful to have Lesley Smith here today. She was going to be here as our guest artist. And just like to say a quick prayer for her dad, because he's in a pretty difficult, critical situation. So I'm here for Les, and here we go. Feel free to join in at any moment. Okay. In this world, when I walk alone, There's no place to call my own, but there's one who holds my hand, the rugged road through barren lands. The way is dark, the road is steep, the Lord becomes my eyes to see, the strength to climb and my griefs to bear. The Spirit lives inside me there. In your love I find release, a haven from my unbelief. Take my life, oh let me be a living prayer, my God as thee. And in these trials of life I find another voice inside my mind. He comforts me and bids me there. She lives inside my spirit there. In your love will I find release, a haven from my unbelief. Take my life, oh, let me be a living prayer, my God as thee. In your love I find release, the haven from my unbelief. Take my life, oh, let me be a living prayer, my God as thee. A living prayer, my God as thee.
Thank you, Mara. That was beautiful. Yeah, Jackie leaned over and said, "This is my favorite song." Wonderful. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, so this all looks pretty dreadful. I am not a hardy New Englander, as you all know, but after this winter, I sure will be. You've heard of trial by fire. Well, there's trial by ice, too, apparently. But that doesn't stop us from having fun. Yesterday, the winners of one of our auction events and the board got together for the first, probably annual, snowball apocalypse. And as you can see, it was something. It was something. Yeah. Everybody. At some point, everybody was on the ground, in the snow, covered by, But we came back here for pizza and hot chocolate afterwards. There was snow and ice coming out of parts of me that I didn't know that it could after that event. But But it's about having fun too. You know, this is why we're here. If we can't make this spiritual experience a little bit of fun, then it's not going to be a good trip. So I do want to thank Elaine. Elaine, just stand and wave your hand. Elaine is Elaine is the vice president of the board and the person who came up with this harebrained, wonderful idea to have this snowball fight. And honestly, after the fun we had yesterday, I'm a believer in her 4 a.m. ideas. Now is when she gets things like this. So thank you, Elaine. Can't wait to see what you have in store for us next year. I say that with a little hesitation, but I'm game now. I will not be with you next Sunday. As you've heard, Denise de Simone will be here to share with you. The reason I'm not going to be here is next weekend I will be home with my wife and we will be celebrating our 16th wedding anniversary. Can we dim the house lights? Can we dim the lights a little bit, see if that shows up a little bit better? Yeah. So there we were in our early 20s, having absolutely no idea what we were getting ourselves into. Folks tried to warn us, but we didn't listen. And so there we go, we got married. This was in 1999. We met each other in 1997. As a result, we were both music therapists before, as I mentioned before, and we came to know each other through that profession. But I want to share with you the story of the moment I knew that she was the one. It was not love at first sight. Far from it, actually. Well, not far from it. It's more like lust at first sight, but we don't got to talk about that. I met her at a music therapy conference, and I was in my senior year of college, and I was doing my best just to goof off as much as possible. The conference was at Virginia Beach, so I thought no better place to goof off than at the beach. So I go to the conference with the intention of attending absolutely nothing but the beach. And my roommate and best friend at the time checks us into the conference. I check us in the hotel, and he comes back with a volunteer badge. And I said, "What are you doing?" Because last I checked, there were no volunteers needed at the beach. He said, "I signed us up to be volunteers at the conference." I'm like, "Why would you do that?" You know the plan, stick with the plan, which is have no plan. So I said, "Don't worry, I'll go take care of it. Let me go speak to the person who's coordinating volunteers." And you'll never guess who it was. And as the story goes, I've been working for her ever since. Thank you. We went into long-term relationship, marriage, with the expectation of this was about learning to love each other. But honestly, it was about learning to love ourselves. This is what the lesson of this relationship was about, learning to love ourselves. And we met, like I said, in 97, and we kind of started dating a little bit, and it may have been our third date. It may have been our third date when it was going to be the moment of the first kiss. We took our time, apparently. And as I leaned in to kiss her, I'm not a person who believes in mystical experiences. You know, people talk about mystical experiences and they have visions and all of that. It's not that I don't believe it. It's not that I'm skeptical about it. It's just that I don't have them. I didn't have them until the moment I was going to lean in to kiss her, and I saw the whole vision of us and the future and all of that. And it scared the living daylights out of me, and I did not kiss her. I backed way up out of that situation. Got in my car and drove on home. Needless to say, she was a little concerned. Like, what happened? Was the breath bad? Is he gay? Like, what's going on? She was a little perturbed by that seemingly ruined perfect moment. But what it was that I had to get clearer. I had to get clear on if this is the path I really wanted to walk on. Because ultimately, we all have a choice, right? There's no predestination here. There's no everything is scripted. This is, every moment is a choice point. So did I want to step into this, not just relationship, but this opportunity for learning, as I would find out, about truly loving myself? Well, I said yes eventually, and here we are. Opportunities to love ourselves. This is what all relationships are about. But as we're approaching Valentine's Day, specifically when we think of loved ones and intimate loved ones, this is what we get to remember. They're nothing but an opportunity to love ourselves. When we read in the Bible, the book of Matthew, Jesus is asked, what is the greatest commandment? And he said, love the Lord your God with your whole heart, mind, and soul. Love your neighbor as yourself. Now, people attribute this to Jesus. This was not Jesus' original idea. Did you know Jesus was quoting from the Torah? Jesus was quoting earlier scripture in Deuteronomy. Half the things Jesus said he didn't come up with. We'd like to give the man a lot of credit. But Jesus, like he said, came to not change the law, but to fulfill it. In other words, here's all this stuff that's already written down for you guys. Why aren't you living it? So that was kind of his thing, to bring the people of his time, and eventually everyone who followed, to an understanding of basically our fifth principle. It's not enough to know this stuff. We have to live it. We have to live it. So loving our neighbors as ourselves. And in the version, the next question is, well, who is my neighbor? And we get the parable of the Good Samaritan. If I was there, the question would have been, wait, loving ourselves? Well, how do we do that? How do we love our neighbor as ourselves? Many of us love our neighbors better than we love ourselves. We forget that as ourselves part. So if we have any kind of tenuous relationships, we have to ask ourselves, how much are we loving ourselves? Because the quality of our relationships is a reflection on how much we are loving ourselves. Indian guru Sri Nisargadatta said, all you need is already within you. Only you must approach yourself with reverence and love. Self-condemnation and self-distrust are grievous errors. Your constant flight from pain and search for pleasure is a sign of love you bear for yourself. All I plead with you is this: make love of yourself perfect. Deny yourself nothing. Give yourself infinity and eternity to discover that you do not need them. You are beyond. All I plead with you is this: make love of yourself perfect. It's not about finding the perfect other. It's not creating the perfect relationship. It is about loving yourself perfectly. Because everything comes from that. Love yourself. Make love of yourself perfect. So how do we do that? That's always the question. The how. For that, I turn to another guru, the Apostle Paul. And in 1 Corinthians, the Apostle Paul writes this: love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. It does not delight in evil. It rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. You might be familiar with this passage, but have you ever looked at this passage and thought of it as a checklist for yourself? Love is patient. How often are we patient with ourselves? Thank you. It was rhetorical, but I appreciate the response. Thank you. I know you're listening. Love is kind. And in terms of kindness, I'm also going to throw in the word compassionate. Kindness, compassionate. How often are we kind and compassionate with ourselves? You know, I have this tendency, or I used to really have this tendency, which I'm pretty sure I inherited from my mom. I'm going to throw her under the bus because she's not here. She's probably going to watch this at some point, so apologies in advance, Mom. You know, it's true. My mother always saw the greatest potential in me. She continues to. She was the first person who I give credit for seeing all that I was capable of. Her way of getting that out in me was to point out the things that I wasn't doing to match up that image of her potential. She was hoping it was going to be a kind of a reverse psychology kind of thing. It didn't quite work out that way. I always felt less than. This came to a head when, after my first semester in college. After my first semester in college, and you have to understand that growing up, I was always a good student until I hit about 16. At 16, I decided to declare my independence and say to my mom, you know, you have always been, hanging over my shoulder, making sure I do everything correct. I think I got this now. Back off. She said, okay. And she backed off, and I made a royal mess of it. Like, really bad. Like, I flunked that whole year of school. I had to repeat it. Yes, it was that tragic. And at the end of it, my mother almost gleefully said, hey, we tried it your way, now we're back to mine. So here I go off to college, and I get my first grade card, my first report card in college. And it's all A's except for one subject, and I got a B. So I don't remember how much it was. Let's say it was 10 classes I was taking or something. So 9 A's and a B. And I was elated because I hadn't seen those kind of grades since I was like maybe 12. So I'm all excited. Call my mom. Got my report card. Here it is. And what about the B? Like that was her first response. It's like you were there. That was the first response. What about the B? And I felt the bottom like drop out from under me. And it was the beginning of me saying, we're done. I'm not going to tell you anything anymore. We've since healed that bridge. But I picked up that trait for myself. Even though I excluded her from that role, for some reason, I felt the need that somebody had to pick it up. Why not me? So from then on, I did that for myself. I did that for myself on myself. No one gave me greater pressure than me. And, it wasn't that I did that to myself and it was the impetus to do more. I did that to myself, and then the next story was, guess I'm failing that one. And then that exacerbated the story of what was missing, which exacerbated more failure. And I was just kind of like on this downward spiral for a while. Until I remembered, learned, and put into action. Can we bring back up the saying that love is kind, love is compassionate, and I had to start doing that to myself. Love is not envious and boastful. We love to blow our own trumpets a lot of times. Remember last week when we talked about the 6 mantras of love and kindness? Yes. You remember what the last one was? It's not You're partly true. You're partly right. When somebody tells you this, both in terms of praise and criticism, your response, yeah, you're partly right. And it's the same thing, allowing ourselves to sit in that place of humility with ourselves, realizing that as much as we do both good and bad, but it's even the good, we can look at it with admiration but still stay humble. Remember that everything we do originates with a deeper power from within. That's the power of the divine within us. The power of the divine within us. Love is not rude. It is not self-seeking, looking for attention. It is not easily angered. I don't know about you guys, but I used to get real angry with myself real quick. Real angry, real quick. Beat myself up. My favorite phrase was, Ogun, you know better than this. Easily angered. Keeps no record of wrongs. Boy, that's the big one right there. You know, I'm sure if we ran a list of things we remembered that we messed up and things we remembered we did well, chances are which list would be longer. Yeah, the mistakes and the messes we've made. Somehow we want to hold on to those a really long time. Now, I'm not saying we don't learn from our mistakes. There's value in when something goes not according to plan. We ask ourselves, how can we do that differently? But not from a place of beating up on ourselves, not from a place of condemnation. And then we move on. We let it go. We don't use it as a whip to keep hitting ourselves. Love does not delight in evil. Now, in unity, when we speak of evil, evil is really that idea of anything that seeks to negate the truth that there is only God. Anything that seeks to deny the truth that there is only God. So we could say that in God there is only abundance. So if I am really sucked into this idea that there is only lack and I am lacking things and there's no hope for me other than lack, then we're having an evil thought because we are steeped in a thought that is seeking to deny the truth that there is only God. Okay? So when we use the word evil in unity, this is what we're talking about. Anything that seeks to go against that first truth, that first unity principle. There's only God. All is in God, God is in all. Okay? Not to be confused with when we look in the world and we see horrendous acts, horrendous things going on. Ultimately, and that too is God. And we talked about this in prayer class the other night. You all should have come to prayer class, man. It was something else. We solved the whole ISIS problem in prayer class Wednesday night. Those of you who were there know what I'm talking about. Question of ISIS and, how are we supposed to respond to that? So we fixed that. It's no one has to worry anymore. But the question was, and we'll talk about this. The question came up, when stuff like that happens, what are we supposed to do? What's our reaction? And we talked about it for a little bit and came to that realization of when we see stuff like that happen in the news and we react with anger or we react with pain or hurt or, whatever, we got to realize two things, two important things. One, if we are reacting out of anger, ultimately, it's anger with ourselves. We don't know this yet, but it's anger with ourselves. Because one, on many levels, we are complicit. It's not our fault. We are not responsible, but we may be complicit. Because this is a world we all live in. And regardless of the world's economies and the world's politics, we are complicit some way, shape, or form. So we may be feeling that. We may feel a sense of helplessness, which can lead to despair. But a sense of helplessness can also lead to a sense of action. What is mine to do here? Maybe it is to give to a charity or a foundation. Maybe it is to be in action in terms of, next time I have to go to the ballot box. Who am I voting for? What are their policies that might help not support something like this? I don't know, but there's always a deeper answer. But the one that probably caused the most discussion was this idea that people like ISIS represent the dark side of ourselves, the dark extreme side of ourselves, who want it a certain way, who are more obsessed with an ideology or a theology, who want to stand in a place of righteousness and wrongness. Yeah, there's a part of that in us too. And most of us, for the most part, are able to either ignore it, which isn't probably the best way to go, because my thing is if you ignore the darkness, at some point it's going to bubble up. Or we just say, yeah, that's not who I am anymore. But it's there. For me, if you want to really address it, if you really, really want to transform it, we have to love it. Got to love the dark side of us. Love the dark side of us. Because we all have it. It's all there. And that's how we're going to transform it. Then we can rejoice with the truth and know that love protects us, that we can trust in love, that it can inspire hope and keep us going. That's the perseverance. Truly, love never fails. But in order for it not to fail, we actually have to do it. We have to love. And in unity, when we speak of love, we speak of not the emotion love, but we speak of something deeper than that. We speak of what Charles Fillmore calls the pure essence of being that binds us together. This is what love is in unity, the pure essence of being, the ultimate divineness that stands under us, under everything. This is what true spiritual and divine love is about. This is what I'm asking you to pull from. And let that lead your actions. Let that lead your choices. Let that lead you to a place of loving yourself and accepting yourself, because that comes first. Dr. Steve Maraboli says, "When I accept myself, I am freed from the burden of needing you to accept me." When I accept myself, I am freed from the burden of needing you to accept me. Many of us, rather than self-acceptance and self-love ourselves first, we believe it when others do it. When others love me and accept me, then I can do it for myself. No, it's the other way around. The self-love and the self-acceptance starts first. And ultimately, when that's there, it doesn't matter what anybody else does. Without the self-acceptance and the self-love, what happens is we look to other people to complete that for us. And we put them in an impossible position and hold them to an impossible standard of you guys, you, the other, has to be perfect, because I know I'm a mess, so you got to be perfect or this thing is not going to work. And this may not be a conscious thought, but it's there. We are busy trying to transform, fix, look for what needs to happen out there rather than in here. So we keep pursuing, like I said, it's not about finding the perfect other. There is no perfect other. Or creating the perfect relationship. It's about loving ourselves perfectly. If not, things like this happen. This was an ad in an Atlanta newspaper. It was a singles ad, and it went like this. Single black female seeks male companionship. Ethnicity, unimportant. I am good looking, I love to play. Long walks in the wood, I love riding in pickup trucks, hunting, camping, fishing, cozy nights by the fire. Rub me the right way and watch me respond. I'll be at the front door when you get home from work, wearing only what nature gave me. Kiss me and I'm yours. Call and ask for Daisy. Over 15,000 men called the number and were a little surprised when the voice in the other line answered Atlanta Humane Society, because Daisy was a black lab. But we get caught up in this idea of seeking perfection, seeking the perfection out there, when it's not about that. It's about creating the perfection from love in here. When we do that, then the picture's complete. We do not need an other to complete us. We need ourselves to complete us. We are already complete. We just need to uncover that perfection that we are. And it comes through loving ourselves. The poets said it best. Hafiz, this sky where we live is no place to lose your wings. So love, love, love. This is my invitation to you. Love, love, love. Do not fall in love, but rise in love. Let us take this in a meditation. Let us take this into a time of meditation. As the choir comes and the musicians take us into that place, I invite you to clear your laps of any purses or bags or papers, ground both feet on the floor, allow your palms to simply rest easily on your laps, and allow the music to take us to a deeper place.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love.
There is only love. So if you're comfortable, I invite you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Allow your attention to turn to that breath. Focus on your breathing right now. Allow the thoughts of what have been to fall away and the thoughts of what will be also. Simply allow the breath to keep you grounded in this moment. Allow the breath to take you to your heart space, that symbolic center of your being, the symbolic source of your love. It is only symbolic because the divine is all of you. And as we think of the qualities of love, patience, kindness, compassion, as we think of love not being envious or proud or easily angered or keeping a record of our wrongs, of not negating the divine idea of God, I invite you to ask yourself, what is one thing that may be standing in my way of being that love for myself? What is stopping me from loving myself? And should something come to mind, simply allow it to be infused with the light of the love that lies beyond it. The true divine love that is God, the true divine love that is our very being, the thing that brings us into harmony with ourselves and all that is. This is the essence of who we are. What would it be to love ourselves fully and unconditionally? What would it be to love ourselves fully and unconditionally? Allow yourself to sit in the feeling of that. The complete, unconditional love for yourself. As we take this feeling into the silence now, allow yourself to say, I love myself. Myself. And beyond the I love myself, the deepest truth of all, I am love. I am love. The love I seek, the love I want to give. I am the whole unconditional love. Divine love, the holy love. I am love. As we sit in that truth of I am love, we honor the names and the intentions in this prayer box. And this prayer box contains the prayer requests from you for others and for yourselves. And we hold the intention and for the names in this prayer box, the realization of their essence as divine love, of the truth that all is in God, God is in all, and the power and presence of God will be and is made known in their lives. We hold this intention for them. And should you want to hold this intention for anyone else, I invite you to softly say their names out loud. And simply declaring their names and holding that intention. We know that a vibrational energy will reach them, and they will realize and know the truth for themselves, that they too are the power and the presence of the divine. They too are the love. Let's sing together, There Is Only Love.
There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, sets me free. There is only love.
We sit in that presence of love. We sit in that presence of love. There is only love. In a moment, we will be receiving your love offerings, your gifts, your reflections of your abundance. And as you notice, because of the weather, there may be fewer of you here than are usually here, so you guys get to make up for all the other... No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But I also want to invite our streamers, those of you who are watching online, you can give with the donate button. And those of you who may be watching this later on our YouTube channel, head on over to our main webpage and donate there as well. And while you are pulling that together, I want to invite the prayer chaplains to stand and be recognized. Our prayer chaplains are here not only just holding the energy and the consciousness of the oneness during the service, but they're here to pray with you after service should you want some one-on-one prayer for a concern and also for a celebration. You know, we just tend to pray when things are going bad. You know what? Pray when they're going good too. If you pray more when they're going good, you'll get more going good. Just saying. Thank you to the prayer chaplains. So with your offering in hand, we will bless it. I know mine's here somewhere. There we go. Together, divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. We have a little music while we share that. Thank you, Alex. I say we should pass these again, not because we need more now, but I'd like to hear him play that some more, because that was beautiful. Thank you. So these gifts, this energy of abundance, we give great thanks for it. And as we thank each other, and thank the essence of us that is abundance, we know that we magnify it, we amplify it, and it does more good than we can ever imagine. We are grateful. Amen. Amen. Thank you. Going to invite Seth up, our Sacred Service Coordinator, to share a few announcements with us.
Good morning. Thank you for spending your shoveling break with us today. We have some celebrations and invitations. We have our very own Reverend Denise DeSimone coming this next Sunday. And afterwards, there will be a workshop. I believe there's a sign-up in hospitality. I've had the luck to attend one of these, and they're fantastic. She's an incredible teacher and healer, so look forward to it. Also, we have Dr. Michael Murdad will be coming back. We have events on Wednesday. There'll be an evening song service. There'll also be Evening of Miracles on Thursday. And, of course, he'll be doing a service on Sunday as well. And Prosperity Plus is not happening tomorrow. But it still will go 10 weeks, starting the following Monday. And even if you're a plow truck driver, you can come. But you guys have been doing really well. And I wanted to talk about sacred service. There are plenty of opportunities in almost every team. I set up the sacred service table in hospitality. There's a little sheet with descriptions of the teams. I'm there most Sundays after service, and I would love to meet everyone. But there are two teams that I would really like to highlight. One is hospitality. Hospitality is down to 3 members. We had, I think, as many as 9 several months ago. And so we have 3 members feeding everyone. And these members humble me. I don't know if, is John Mayer in here, or is he already out? He's already working out there. But we really need some help if we're going to continue to offer the hospitality befitting this wonderful church. What I'm looking for is commitment of just one Sunday a month. I would like at least 4 or 5 more people. It's a wonderful team. It's a great opportunity to really practice service at the deepest level. So please come see me after service. And then lastly, I want to talk about the snowpocalypse and our maintenance and grounds team. Yeah, it's been all hands on deck to shovel and to de-ice and to keep the pathways open. The path should always be open to this church, if we can help it. But also to keep it safe, to sand, to put salt on. And so everyone's pitched in. Jane Cowan's done a lot of shoveling. John Wernsdorfer on the board has been shoveling every Sunday. I've seen Peter Stringham on the roof. Reverend Ogun's taking pictures of icicles. We've all pitched in. It is. No, everyone's helped. But we could really use some more help because we want to keep this place safe and we want to keep it open. And wide enough so our brothers and sisters in wheelchairs can safely get in as well. So, please, if you're interested in shoveling, speak to Jim McQuaid, or John Wernsdorfer, or me. Bonus points if you have a snowblower, okay? And if you might be available during the week as well, okay? Because we do host events here, so it's been relentless. But thank you very much, and I look forward to meeting some of you afterwards.
Our thank yous for all of the people that keep our ministry alive. As always, our music and our choir team, thank you for being here early this morning and showing up early to be with us. The Sunday service coordinator, thank you, John, for greeting me this morning, letting me in. Our PowerPoint team, Karen, I know it wasn't easy for you getting here this morning. Thank you for being here. Brian back there on sound. Streaming, Jay, you're such a rock. Thank you for being here and for managing that for us. And hospitality, yeah, who else wants to be here to help out with that? So to help with John Mayer, he's just been such a rock in that. So just want to thank all of the greeters and the ushers. Mickey, I don't think you were on to be a usher today, but thank you for stepping in, just making things work. Our bookstore, youth education, and of course, our board of trustees. There you go. There's still a whole other slide of people that it helps to make this ministry work. And this is our church. This is our center. We serve in love. So I think we have some more music today with Maura, and I'm so happy and excited to have Paula Estey in the house celebrating with us.
Our poet prophet from Torch. Here she is.
For this day was rich and golden, and all who are awake to its gifts rejoiced and were glad.
I see the flame climbing through the darkness with the light of love.
We are all family, as we are, beloved and so true, yeah. Father, the foundation and substance of our love. Mothers, you are the landscape of our love. Sister, be the companion of our hearts, and brothers, the vehicle, be the vehicle of love. Yeah.
And I see the flame, I'm climbing from the darkness with the light of love.
We are the celestial circle, the wheel of creation, as we are. We are inseparable, our love unbreakable, and together, yes, together, we embrace the earth stories of love, yes we do, yes we do, yes we do, yeah.
I see the flame, I'm climbing through the darkness with the light of truth. Yeah. Oh, yeah. With the light of truth.
For in knowing each, we are each known, made whole by the heartbeat of the heart. Our pulse synchronized one to another and to the world, and to the world. Oh, my family, my beloveds. This is what I know. Across time and space, there is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Yeah. There is only love. Oh, my family, my beloveds. This is what I know. This is what I know.
my beloved choir, Keith, Steve, and Mike. We are court.
Absolutely amazing. Thank you, Paula. It's so nice to have you here, Paula. Just unbelievable. The amount of talent we have in this congregation continues to baffle me. All of the original music that we have, I think we should do a Unity Worldwide tour. Let's welcome in our Youth and Family Ministries.
Namaste. We had a wonderful day in Youth Ed. We talked about love. We got some pretty cool answers as to what they think love is. Love is kindness. Love is liking enough to love. Love is everything. Love is time to do things that make you happy. It's pretty cool. And we made cookies. Yay. Can I do shameless self-promotion? And I'm going to do some shameless self-promotion. I'm taking pictures in the bookstore today. I'm doing a project for school where I need a bunch of faces. And I'd love for people to come sit for me. Please and thank you.
Who'd like to pray with Reverend Ogun and I today? Great, come on. Let's rise and sing our peace song.
I see the boys in the band.
I like you. I like you.
I like it. That was great, you guys. Thank you so much. Great. I am too. Good stuff. We miss our Chucky, but we love
This
you
guy's
too.
badass.
Yeah, this is bad. It's like cranking. My first call. I understand. I'm in Bradford, so it's not too bad. Well, I used to gig in Arlington on Sundays a lot, so I get that long commute day. Yeah. Great, Mike. So see you next weekend. Sure. Get his card. No, that was wonderful, guys. Super good. Keenan, I have a CD for you from your song.
Email probably.